Ashes from ashes and dust, a masterpiece made up of the earth's crust, just for the purpose of magnifying its eternal maker. But in a few short days, destiny would take a turn, and in return this was the curse. Adam and Eve saw that they was naked, but it gets worse, because any offspring to spring out from the womb would have to struggle with sin. From begin we was doomed, because of the circumstances we needed a mediator to stand up in the gap between man and creator, tempted at all times by sin, but yet stand. Now tell me, who would be the man?
The greatest story ever told.
And he shall be called Emmanuel, the Prince of Peace, the wonderful Counselor and the everlasting. I must tell about a cold December the 25 and intent to revive. He was to come, save, and then die, but he had to live the life just like everybody else. The King of Kings without the king's wealth, so he came to us in a manger, was born to be the supreme sacrifice, without wrinkle or blemish, spot or stain, to maintain the game's upper hand at every command about his father's plan, supplying all of the doctor's knowledge demands. But little did they know he was to be the man.
Ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust.
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
The greatest story ever told.
And who told you about such a child who is to be born a king?
With only a desire to win a war that someone else lost. If winning means he has to die, he'll die. No fear, no regrets.
You are Son of God.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord.
And what manner of man is this? The questions far, truth lies near. Speaking in parables, doing the miracles, making disciples appear, only to disappear. Down here, the job was rough, and the 40-day fast was tough. Call on the devil's bluff, not enough wine, so the water was turned, teaching the unlearned. 5 loaves and 3 fish, serving delicious dish, just like at the last meal. Then he would go now and pray for me at Gethsemane in agony, praying to God with his eye task past by. Blood and sweat from feet to hands, while the fellas fell asleep on the one who was to be the man.
Ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust.
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
Greatest to least, the last to first, in disguise of the weak, the most powerful man on earth. First to break man's self-inflicted curse, then be the sole controller of the universe. Broken, the land that hell's worst. Our wounds open with hemoglobin, full of the most dangerous power. Bowed head, body stained red, but in 3 days, like he said, he would raise from the dead. As hell lost all pool costs paid in full. The future of man who was lost, now hopeful. Behold, I'm with you to the end when I complete the plan, because I am the man.
The question is, do I have a God complex? When someone goes into that chapel and they fall on their knees and they pray to God that their wife doesn't miscarry or that their daughter doesn't bleed to death, who do you think they're praying to? You ask me if I have a God complex? I am God.
Ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
ashes to ashes and dust,
Planet Earth was my place to birth.
ashes to ashes and dust.
Born to be the sole controller of the universe.
And that's how it goes down. The story of the one who had what it took to be the man, and still the man today. Jesus Christ. A life for your soul, his blood for your sin. So what you want to do with it? Maybe you better ask yourself what time it really is.